It's been another huge volume day from Mullen Automotive. This company continues to divide opinion, but I am seeing more and more false information every day, so in this video I will look a little deeper into the facts. Some say that this stock is completely undervalued and will be the next Tesla. Others say that this is a pump and dump scheme that will drain investors' money. Either way, the stock is up over 100% in less than a week and is talked about all over social media right now due to some huge news this week and some huge upcoming catalysts. If you don't know about Mullen Automotive, its ticker symbol MULN on Nasdaq, but since going public in November 2021, this stock has been beat down, but it's also the most lied about stock on social media, much more than any other stock on the market. The stock is over 97% below its high point last November. So what is going on at Mullen? And why is the share price suddenly going up? What major catalyst is coming up very soon to push Mullen? What's up investors, and welcome back to the channel. This is my second MULN video this week, and in this video I will look into each of these points, the latest news, and why I think that the latest developments are just simply crazy. So if you enjoy my Mullen videos and want me to keep creating regular updates, then can I ask you to smash the like button? By liking the video and dropping a comment, you're letting me know that you want to see more of this type of MULN stock content. I'm aiming to get 400 likes on this video, but I know that with honest analysis I will also get dislikes, just like my last video. So help me achieve my goal of 400 likes. It literally costs you nothing and it helps me out so much. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification, and check out my new private Discord, which has just been set up this week. There's a link to this in the description below. Now let's get into it with the very latest news from Mullen Automotive. Mullen Automotive announces the I-Go, the new urban commercial electric delivery vehicle available now for European markets. So this is the commercial EV that is EU certified and ready for sale in the UK, Germany, Spain, France and Ireland, with the first vehicle set for Germany in December 2022. The company is engaged in licensing discussions with potential partners. So this is interesting, but let me come back to this in just a moment, because from what I see and hear and read, it seems like the majority of social media don't seem to know a thing about the European market. As it says here, perfect for urban European market, the I-Go bridges the gap between the growing demand for quick deliveries and space constraints found throughout the dense cities of Europe. There is high demand for ready-to-market urban delivery vehicles in Europe. The company has seized the opportunity to extend its branding and marketing reach to the European market through its partnership with the manufacturers of the I-Go. The Mullen I-Go intended for companies focusing on last-mile deliveries. So wait a second. The manufacturers of the I-Go. So are Mullen not making this vehicle themselves? Again, I'll come back to this in a moment. With a range of 124 miles, the vehicle can easily handle the stop-go, weave-in, weave-out typical of narrow European urban streets. This is not typical of European streets. The I-Go was built with the intention to get to the customer's door faster, all while decreasing pollution and congestion levels across Europe. The I-Go will have a starting price of $11,999 plus VAT and local transportation, and will be retailed and serviced throughout local European distributors. Now this article continues with CEO David Mitchery talking about how great of a deal this is for Mullen Automotive and how this adds to the range of vehicles and so on. But this is my first issue with this EV. Look at this EV. This is tiny. This will never ever sell in a European market, especially not the ones that are mentioned in this article. First of all, believe it or not, the UK and Irish markets are an absolute no-go for the I-Go. This will never appear on a UK or Irish road. We drive on the left-hand side of the road over here. These vehicles would need serious modifications for the Irish and UK markets, which would add substantial costs, which would make them not very cheap at all. Then we have some of the highest vehicle registration taxes, import duties and VAT on top of this. All of this will completely erode the I-Go's price tag of $12,000. And for this reason, we tend to buy on the more expensive side and also European and Japanese vehicles usually. As you can see here, from the most popular vehicles, it's mostly expensive German manufacturers. Which leads me on to my second point. They are planning to start with the German market. Now this is amazing, because these vehicles will not sell in the German market at all, not in a million years. This is the country that produces vehicles from high-end right down to bog-standard manufacturers. They do not need Chinese imports. And you might be thinking, why am I saying Chinese imports? This is the Mullen I-Go. Mullen Automotive is a US company. Well, let's go back to the press release for just a moment for 2 points. The first point, the company has seized the opportunity to extend its branding and marketing reach to the European market through its partnership with the manufacturers of the I-Go. And number 2, the company is engaged in licensing discussions with potential partners. So in actual fact, they are in discussions. They don't actually have partners to sell these vehicles yet. And to be honest, as I said already, I don't think that anyone is going to partner with Mullen to bring these to the European market. There will be no demand. And this is the Mullen I-Go. The only Mullen thing about this is the branding deal that they signed, because this vehicle here is none other than the Hidden Henry Nice Tiger EV. Look at this. The Hidden Henry, the Mullen. The Hidden Henry, the Mullen. They're the same vehicle. These are the same vehicle. The difference is, anyone can buy this direct from the manufacturer for only $9,385, so why would you pay Mullen Automotive $12,000 for the same car? The same taxes and the same import duties would apply. Actually, this would be more from Mullen because the base cost would be higher. If any potential partners in Europe would want to distribute these EVs in Europe, they would just go and buy them directly and probably pay a lot less than the $9,000 we see here. But this is not the first time that Mullen Automotive have come out with absolute madness press releases to pump a stock and pump up the company, which I will look at in just a moment, so stick around for that. If you're new to this stock, then what I will talk about in a moment will really make you think about Mullen Automotive's reasons for all these press releases lately. But first I want to look at the fact that some real deals have been done in the past few weeks. First of all, Mullen acquired a controlling interest in EV startup Bollinger Motors back in September in a deal worth a staggering $148 million, which gives Mullen a 60% controlling interest in Bollinger, so that values Bollinger Motors at $250 million. Now this is an insane valuation for this company in my opinion, but maybe there is some reason for this valuation, such as the deal with Wabash to produce last mile refrigerated delivery trucks. But in my opinion, the valuation does not add up, and the timing of this does seem funny too. A day after the deal was announced, Mullen disclosed in a securities filing that it received a minimum share warning from Nasdaq Exchange because its share price had traded below $1 for 30 consecutive days. Now, for anyone who does not know about the minimum share price on Nasdaq, all companies must keep their share price above $1 per share. If it drops below this for a prolonged period of time, then they will eventually get delisted. Now that is very extreme, and there are a lot of ways to avoid being delisted. So I do not think that Mullen will be delisted at any time, especially not in the next 12 months at least. And the other major deal that took place last week was that Mullen acquired the assets and liabilities of ELMS, Electric Last Mile Solutions. Now before I look at this, and before I look at another shocking revelation that will make you really think about if Mullen stock is worth buying and if Mullen Automotive is really a legitimate company. If you've watched this far into the video and you enjoy the content and want me to keep creating regular updates, then can I ask you to smash the like button? By liking the video and dropping a comment, you're letting me know that you want to see more of this type of content. I promised to do a video about Mullen Automotive CEO and some of the very odd things that I've noticed about this company and their management. Or the very strange Lounge Point page on their website, which is actually a stock photo taken from another website and photoshopped. Or the incredible financing deal with Isauza, and the fact that Mullen is diluting on a scale that I have never seen before from any company on a major exchange. If this is something that you would like to see, then subscribe to the channel and comment down below that you want to see a Mullen update video where I discuss this. I am aiming for 400 likes on this video. As soon as I hit 400 likes and 100 comments, I will make that video and answer the question, is Mullen stock really worth buying? Now back to ELMS. I spoke about this a lot in more detail in my video at the weekend, so check that out. There's a link to this in the description below, but basically Mullen have acquired a factory capable of producing 50,000 vehicles per year. They have acquired absolutely everything in the factory. The furniture, the tools, materials, everything that belonged to ELMS is now Mullen's, along with their IP and all their liabilities, which in effect gives Mullen near instant access to begin production. But in acquiring all of this, they also acquire the liabilities, but we won't talk about liabilities in this video. It is only estimated to be about $37 million. What is important is that they have got this manufacturing facility. And then to coincide with this, they have also brought in this new former GM executive, John Swegman, as Chief Commercial Officer for the next phase of EV growth, which was announced last Friday, even though he joined Mullen back in September, so this is very unusual timing for this announcement. These are the catalysts that are driving the renewed interest in this stock. But really, it's all been seen before. Mullen is doing the same thing over and over and over to a whole bunch of new investors, year after year, month after month. Let's go back to June 2020. This is 2.5 years ago. Mullen banks on Chinese electric sports car and SUVs for going public. Mullen Technologies wants to do more than sell the swoopy Cayenne K50 electric coupe as it teased at the New York Auto Show last year. Now, for anyone who does not know about the K50, this is also known as the Mullen Dragonfly, which I'll speak about in just a moment. Now, Mullen maintained that this model would arrive in the US in the second quarter of 2021, but that it also plans to sell a battery electric SUV called the MX-5 in the second or third quarter of 2021. Where is the MX-05? The initial delivery of several hundred units of the SUV would be followed with a kickoff into full production in 2022. Followed by that, it said it has access to a portfolio of competitively priced vehicles. Guys, this was June 2020. Mullen have not sold even one of these to date, even though they were supposed to be on the market last year. And as for the Dragonfly, which I keep seeing being brought up on Twitter and stock twits, which to be fair is a really nice vehicle, Mullen have actually defaulted on its payment obligations to Kiantu following the car's unveiling, and this led to the termination of their agreement all the way back in October of 2019. Guys, that's 3 years ago. Mullen defaulted on its payment obligations 3 years ago. As it says here, Kiantu alleged the continued marketing of the Mullen Dragonfly was an inexcusable misuse of their intellectual properties. And if you do just a quick Google, you will see that there is loads of this Mullen versus Kiantu Motors. So I have zero confidence in any of these import deals that Mullen are talking about. The company has a history of being all talk, and I do not think that this is any different. But now for the big catalyst, which begins tomorrow. And for Mullen, this is one of the most important that must drive the share price above $1. And that is the Mullen Strikingly Different Tour is set to kick off tomorrow, when the Mullen 5 is about to make its public debut. Now, for a lot of people, this is huge. They finally get to see the Mullen 5 in action, but personally, I think that there's going to be a lot of negative reactions as well as positive. But that is just my opinion. It could all be positive. I don't know. But I can't wait to find out. So starting on the 27th, Mullen will host its Strikingly Different test tour, which will take place across several US cities, starting with the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, where each event will last for 2 days and feature the unreleased Mullen 5 SUV crossover. The second city on the tour is Las Vegas, Nevada, which will take place on November 10th. Reservations for the Mullen 5 require a $100 refundable deposit, while the full price currently sits at $55,000. The reservation page notes from the production validation is set to begin during the fourth quarter of 2023, while the ELMS press release states production will begin in 2024. The company estimates the first deliveries of the vehicle will begin in Q2 2024. Anyways, if you would like to see a video about what I think of the Mullen 5's likely reception, and talking about some of the red flags, such as David Mitchery's history of running companies, or this incredibly strange Mullen Lounge Point webpage on the Mullen website, and what I expect to happen in mid-November, then drop a comment below and show your support for the channel. I said mid-November because there will be one event in November that will reveal so much about this company and its true value. Remember that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, but come over and check out the rest of my channel and follow me on Twitter too. See you in the next update video.